And when he arrived, he greatly helped those who had believed through grace. For he vigorously refuted the Jews publicly, showing from the scriptures that Jesus is the Christ. Now we're looking at some more gifts, more ascension gifts, ministry gifts. We're looking at pastors, and we're looking at an apostle in training. We're looking at an up-and-coming apostle. We know, if you study the context of 1 Corinthians, that Apollos eventually becomes an apostle, if you study the context. And you realize that when Paul was writing and they were talking about, well, I am of Paul, and I am of Cephas, and I am of Apollos, what Paul was doing was putting Apollos on the same rank or the same level as he and Peter. So Paul considers him an apostle. He was zealous, but limited in his knowledge. Full of zeal, but all he knew was the baptism of John. So we would consider him an apostle in training. Now, we call prophets in training and say they're in the pit, right? You know what an apostle in training is? A-I-T. He was an apostle in training. He wasn't ready to be an apostle yet. And we got a lot of folks that we know them, and they say, but I'm called to be. But that does not mean you're ready to step into and operate. Many are called, but few are chosen. And what makes the difference between the call and the chosen is the yielding to the process and the training that you go through. But I'm called. Wonderful.